Today is Saturday, November 9th. I'm Christine of Hollishandscreate, and welcome to episode number 62 of my YouTube channel, which is otherwise known as FlossTube, and it's primarily about cross stitch and occasionally some other crafty endeavors that I might choose to share, but today it's going to be primarily cross stitch. We've had a lot going on over the last 4 weeks, and I'm leaving tomorrow to head for Italy to be with my daughter and her family and celebrate my two granddaughters' birthdays, which are the 14th and 17th of this month. They'll be 2 and 4 respectively. So I wanted to jump on and do a recap, because my end of the month recaps have now kind of become middle of the month recaps. But anyway, I didn't want it to be forever, because by the time we get back, it'll be close to, we're coming back right before Thanksgiving. And then we get into December and the holidays, and you know how that goes. So I'm not going to be a super long video today, but if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate everybody's comments. If I haven't responded this month, I apologize. I will try to get to them. I started out good reading some, and then I got just waylaid. So with a lot of things going on, and but I will get back. I will get in there and try to finish up reading your comments. But I thank you so much for sharing with me, and hopefully you're enjoying what I'm sharing with you. Okay, let's dive in. So mostly I have worked on Autumn 1831, which I showed to you was my October 1st start with my friend Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. And of course, she's been showing it as well. So the first part of the month wasn't too eventful from a stitching perspective, but let's see. Yes, I actually worked on that completely until the 9th, where I showed you my birthday start, which was Midnight Watch by Blackbird. I only put in 3 nights on Midnight Watch, and that's it. I haven't done any more since I showed you where I was last time. And went back to 1831. Let me see. Not much other than that. I did a little bit on Dwelling Place, which is an assignment. But, I'm not going to show you that one today. I'm just going to kind of go to the 2 main things that I've worked on that are a little bit more, kind of like seasonal kinds of projects. Also happen to be done with a group, so that's kind of fun. And then a start that I had for Halloween with Michelle of Cozy Egg Designs, and I'll show you that, and a couple other things. I do have 3 finishes to share with you, and here we go. So first, I'll show you the whips. Friday nights, I haven't gotten to Zoom a ton with my Friday night group, but this is Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow, which is what I've been working on the last couple of Fridays, and I'm working on the turkey block, Tom Turkey, and here is my progress. Okay, so you can see I made pretty good progress. I was able to finish filling in the body of Tom. I still have to do his, his little feather plume here, and then work on the, what people call, I guess, the devil corn, and get the 2, I'm going to do 2 ears of corn. Can you see that pretty well? I'm going to do 2 ears of corn. You can see where I have them started on the husks. And then I'm going to actually, I think, fill in with some more of the little diamonds that are down here, up in here. And Olivia actually gave me a really good suggestion too, but I'm going to work on that first before I talk about it, and then I'll be able to show you. But I'd like to get him finished this month. So he's going to Italy with me, and to try to get him finished by Thanksgiving. So that's my first whip I wanted to share with you. And then I have I have a new start that is so pitiful, but I will share it with you. This was Annie Hyssop from her Harvest Moon from the Primitive Needle. And I absolutely love it. I've wanted this for a long time, and I had a friend who shared hers with me. And so that is Annie. Now, she is not going to go with me to Italy, and this is such a, you know, pitiful little start, but we started on Halloween, and by the time trick-or-treaters were done and things like that, it was like 9 o'clock before I even sat down to get started, and then I was so tired I could hardly see straight. So literally, if you can call that a start, that is my start on Annie. So, and I've not had a chance to even pick her back up. I'm stitching her on Color and Cotton's Dove, 40 count Dove, which is, that's probably pretty true right there. It's kind of a grayish brown with just that real subtle, you know, modeling in it. So I thought it would look really well for Annie. So that is Annie. She will come out again, but not for a while. So that's it for the whips that I'm going to show you, because the other whips that I was working on turned into finishes. Yoo-hoo. So let me show you. There you go, no glare there. Autumn 1831 by Samplers Not Forgotten. Absolutely was a joy. Every stitch was a joy. I really loved the stitching this. And Olivia and I both were able to finish by our deadlines, and we both agreed that it was very fun stitching together. I took this with me to retreat. I attended the Sampler's Life 2 or something like that. It's a Sampler Life. Maybe it's a Sampler Life with Vicki Jeanette from Needlework Press and Tanya Brockmeyer of the Scarlet House out at Hobby House. And I took this with me, and I had several people come up to actually look at it because they had seen mine and Olivia's floss tubes. And had I had taken enough Barn Gray with me, I would have had a finish at Hobby House. But instead, I got everything completed with this exception of just this little chunk right in here. So I had to come home and finish it. But I'm very, very happy with my results. I already, as you can see, have it stretched and pinned. And the next time I go in to, I don't know, I've got a couple of places I want to check for some framing. So I took some pictures when I'll show you here in a minute. I picked up a frame that I ordered for Heaven and Nature. So I took some pictures of some frames that they had there as possibilities for this one. And but I've got a couple other places I want to look as well. So I did do some changes. This is stitched on 40 count Fresco by Picture This Plus. I did change the flowers here to Wisconsin Woods from Classic Colorworks. And I changed these flowers, this one, and then this motif. They were charted for the same Barn Gray as on the house, and I switched them to Moonlit Path from Gentle Art. It's a little more of has a little more of a purplish cast. This may be kind of coming through. I don't know, it's hard to say. Hopefully you're seeing it the way the color's meant to show. Now, Olivia switched her white pumpkin to a pale orange pumpkin. I probably should have done that. I just kind of was following along and stitched it, and then later I thought, ooh, I should have done that. But you know what? By that point it was done. I wasn't going back and restitching. So I'm very, very happy with this. I think it just turned out perfect. And anyway, so there's our finish. I finished mine on the 28th, so I got it done before the deadline of the 31st. So super, super happy with that one. Okay, so after that, I picked up a couple more of the smalls that I had set. for my fall smalls program, so to speak. And these were more maybe like November Thanksgiving based versus Halloween based. And the first one that I picked up was from the Give Thanks leaflet from Blackbird Designs. And I did not do that little bowl that you're seeing on the front. I did this guy. Love this little pincushion. And I actually did start him at Hobby House. Let me look for my board here. Because I had run out of that barn gray, I literally only needed just the smallest chunk, but I didn't want to go to the shop to buy more because I knew that I had more here at home and I could be guaranteed that the dye lot would match with what I had started. So, but anyway, so I started this, got quite a lot actually stitched on it, especially during the airport travel, because it was a whole long day of traveling back from New York. And I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I believe, look at my notes, I used all of the called for colors with this one. And I stitched it on, I think it's a 32 count, but it could be a 36. I'm not 100% sure. But here is Give Thanks by Blackbird Designs. And I think it'll make up to be just a really sweet little pillow. So very happy to have that as a finish. And then after that, I had on tap next Harvest Blessings. And this is from With Thy Needle and Thread. This was the companion piece to the Coming to America design that Brenda did in 21 for the 400-year anniversary of the landing of the Mayflower. I did not put, the only other thing you could have done was the 16 and the 21. I didn't put that up there. I just want it to be Harvest Blessings in general. And this only took like 3 nights to 3 evenings of a couple hours each evening of stitching. And I think it turned out great. Now, I cannot tell you, I do know this is a 40 count, but it's a scrap. And I am so bad about when I stitch on a big piece, I don't tend to cut the fabric right away. I wait. And this one, it was a chunk of fabric that I cut off of something else and thought, oh, you know what? I'll put it aside and then I need to come back and re-tag it with what the fabric was. And I never re-tagged it. I'm so kind of irritated with myself. But anyway, I'll show you once again because I just love it. I think it's so cute. And I kind of want to, I think, mount this on a board. Maybe with like a double mount with a fabric board behind and then another, I don't know, we'll also have to kind of play with this just a little bit. So it's not going to get displayed really this year because we leave tomorrow and we don't come back until 2 days before Thanksgiving. So I'm not going to have time to do anything with it anyway. So, but I'll get it done before next year. So, and that kind of wraps up, I think, my fall smalls. I don't really, I think everything I'm taking with me to Italy to stitch on, the only thing probably, you know, if you consider a fall small would be, you know, to finish the Tom Turkey block for Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. Say that fast, like however many times. So that's kind of, you know, that's kind of it on that part of it. Let's see. Okay. So let's talk about the retreat. So I mentioned I went to Hobby House and got some fantastic projects. I'll show you those. First, we got Sarah Ann Wentz, 1835, from Vicky of Needlework Press. And she gave us the 36 count baked clay and all the yummy threads. And this is so pretty. I'm going to try to insert the pictures of the models and the antiques that I had taken while I was there. But so that was the first little project, individual project from Vicki. And then she gave us, the last couple of years at Market, she's had some releases that she's kind of really gotten into the paper ephemera. And so she gave us this little project that we could do. Now, I did not do mine because I was flying home, and because this turns into like a little bowl with sides, and I thought this is just going to get absolutely mashed. And you've got, some ribbon that you tie the sides together with, and that kind of, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to mash it. So I'll have to do mine. So she gave us one of those little kits. And then the next one is a combo between the two designers. So I'll show you that here in just a second. Tanya gave us this gorgeous, gorgeous sampler, Margaret Mossop, 1843. Isn't that beautiful? And again, I'll put the pictures in, but I really, really love this border. And one of the ladies who was at my table, I didn't, get permission to say names. So, but anyway, she was from New Jersey. So if she's watching, she'll know that's her. She went ahead and started hers and got started on, one of these kind of purplish flowers. And it really looked beautiful. And it came with 40 count paper bark as the model. And then Tanya had these little thread beds, made up for us, which were really sweet. And the fabric is it's cross-stitched. Isn't that cute? So that was really nice to get. And then together, they gave us this project. I believe it's an adaptation of this particular sampler, but it's done on perforated paper. And Tanya is the one, I believe, who stitched up the model. And that's really cool too. And of course it's got Vicky's cow, how she loves cows. So that's really cool. So we've got some goodies, some really good things. And it was a good retreat. Hobby House really, fed us very well. And the shop, it's the first time going to the shop since they've moved it. Well, my first time going, period. But they had just moved the shop. Looks like they're still kind of putting things, in place, but it's great, spacious, very nice to go into. And so I had a few purchases, primarily fabric, which I'm not going to show you all the fabric that I purchased, but I did grab a couple of charts, and one of them being from Hobby House Press, the pumpkin pot, which I really like. This will go onto my smalls for next fall. This one I was waiting to grab the actual chart when I got out there. It's the release from Whilst Iris Naps that Christine released in August of Mary Gibson, which had been a exclusive with Hobby House. And I really love this. Look at those two houses. This is so cool. It's a beautiful, beautiful chart, beautiful design. So I picked that up. And I'm a real sucker for the Scarlet Letter, so I had to look through to see if there was any. And there was one Rhode Island sampler that I do not have. And I had to get this. This is Betsy Davis. Oh, I love this. This kind of stuff is going to be retirement stitching for me, guys. When I'm not working, and I'm a lady of leisure. One can only hope, right? Then there was we had great table mates, and one of the ladies that, she's from Florida, and we really kind of just chatted an awful lot. She had this really cool folder that she had set up that she was working off of, and I was like, what is that? Where is that? And so she was showing me. So I just went on to Amazon, because that's where she got hers, and ordered it right there, and it arrived. So I wanted to share this with you. It's like a little portfolio, right? And this, you know, wraps around and locks it closed. But then you actually can do it like this, because it's got a snap here, and you snap that so that it holds it and becomes like an easel. This is like a magnetic board so you can put your chart on it and hold it, and it stitches, and you can stitch with it. So this is going with me to Italy. I am so happy to have this, and I'm so thankful to my new friend. We've texted a little bit back and forth for showing me hers and saying, oh, you can get it. And if you're interested, it's actually under Knit Pro. And I think I just typed in Knit Pro Portfolio and picked out this particular color. It's padded, so that's kind of nice too. And it was not expensive. So if you're interested in something that if you go to like stitch groups and you want to throw a little project in and have something to hold your chart, this is great. And it has on this side, I guess I didn't really show you, this is like a little zipper pocket here. It opens up, and it's got, it came with a little pin. So cute, cute, cute. Stick your little threads right in there. I don't know. I just thought it was really nice and handy and great for traveling. So that's going to go with me when we leave tomorrow. So that's the goodies that I got and the projects I got from being at Hobby House. Excellent retreat. Okay, what's next on the agenda? Okay, so in prepping for my trip and realizing by the time I get back, it's going to be, almost December, I thought, I'm ready to kind of turn the page a little bit over to some winter/Christmas themed stitching. But I wanted to also share with you, show and share, as Olivia says, show and share, my newly framed piece of Heaven and Nature. I've shown you the design that I stitched, my changes where I took out the year and put in the word Noel, where I made this a small tree so that he looks more forward, it's more back in the background, and I changed the letters, the thread color here to the red instead of the brown. Well, excuse me, I got it framed. Actually, I ordered the frame. This was from Michael's. It had a built-in fillet already, so I did not have to pay extra for the fillet. It's kind of a brownish, like a really dark brown color. But I thought that with the fillet in here, it kind of adds a little elegance to the design, because I think this is kind of an elegant design. And I stretched it and pinned it myself, and then just picked up the frame and mounted it, and it's good to go. Ready to hang when I get back and switch my decor. Put this over here. Okay. I apologize if it seems like I'm just flying right on through. But I still have 2 small bags to get packed, and some of the things that I'm showing you, I also have to get packed. Our Uber comes at like 4:45 in the morning, and because we have a 7 o'clock flight, and then we're checking our bags all the way through internationally, so we need to make sure we're there, in time for everything to get loaded. So I'm just going to move right on through. Okay, let me show you. So I did do a little bit of purchasing. First, I went through all of my Christmas smalls. I don't stitch a tremendous amount of Christmas per se. I will kind of do some, but not a tremendous amount. But I, along with all the rest of you, have been watching Sean, the Periwinkle Stitcher, and was completely impressed with her embroidery that she was working on from the Stitchery. And my mom, when I was like about 8, the first thing that we had to learn, I think, of the needle arts, the feminine arts, right, was we had to learn to embroider pillowcases, and then we had to iron them. Because we, you know, back then you had to iron your pillowcases and your sheets. It really wasn't permanent press. So that was how we learned to iron and how we learned to embroidery, and we embroidered pillowcases and we embroidered tea towels. And so I have done a lot of embroidery from all different kinds of stitches, but not in a long time. And I just was really inspired by what Sean was showing. So I went on to the Inspired Sewist, which is located here. I went on to the Stitchery first and looked to see who their stockists in the US were. And the Inspired Sewist had this particular pattern, which I really, really liked. I think that's going to be cool. Comes as, you know, a complete little kit with hand-printed linen, the instructions, thread, and then you can go on to, you know, Nikki Franklin is the designer behind the Stitchery, and you can go on to her, you know, I think she's on, is it YouTube now? I'm not sure if it's YouTube or if it's just through her website. She has a little studio where you can go and look for tutorials if you want, but I thought that was really cool. So I bought that. And then I'll probably, along with a lot of the rest of you, I did pick up Let It Snow. I always take the pictures a little cockeyed for the front, but I like that snowman, and that's something, you know, you can put out in December and leave out through January. And depending upon where you live, maybe you live it out even in February. But anyway, so I got Let It Snow. And then I did purchase through Chantel's 141 her little, I don't even know what it was called, but it was with 5 or 6 designers, and it was like a box. I'm sure there was a name to the box, but I don't know that I paid attention that close. And anyway, I received my box, and it had this design from Paulette from Plum Street. All is calm. Look at that little burro, little donkey. Isn't he cute? Then from lovely Annie, from Annie B's, Peaceful Snowman. Then from Hands On Design, Home for the Holiday. Love that. And then Robin Pickens, Snow-Kissed Mittens. I think those are really sweet. Those remind me a lot of those little ornaments where they're hanging. It's really cute. And from Teresa Kogut, the Frosty Bulb. Love that. And then with that, Chantel sent this pouch of all the boards. You could have a board. So look, there's the sleigh to go with Robin's mittens. You just have to add some paint, get some twine or string or ribbon or whatever you want. It's not super heavy. And there you go. So this is full of boards, round ones, so it matches, one for each of the designs, which I thought was really cool. It was not super expensive, and I liked it. So I got that. So that is adding to my winter smalls. It's more fun to say fall smalls, but winter smalls. And then I thought, okay, can't just do all new starts. I've got to look at and see if I have some whips that need to come out. And of course I do. This is the whip I started last year on the solstice. And I've done almost nothing since. Winter Moon, gorgeous, gorgeous design from Paulette. And if you've been watching me for a while, at least a year, you will have seen where I pulled this out, and this is what I had done, and nothing else has been done. So this is going to get some love. It'd be awesome if they got it finished, but I'm not holding my breath. You get to that monster house, and I don't know, that's it. That's all she wrote. All she wrote. Okay. And I did a little retail shopping online and went to SubRosa because that's one of my favorite designers. Go to her Etsy shop, and I got Twas the Night Before Christmas, kind of a cool little prim design. This should stitch super fast. It may be one of the first ones I start, maybe even on the airplane. I could do this on the airplane really fast probably. So I got it all, everything's all, you know, kitted and ready to roll for the trip. I probably won't take any of the things out of the little kit, the box that I just got from Chantel, just because I just didn't kind of really have time. And I had a couple other things that I'm taking, which you know, we plan to do some traveling. We're going to probably go to Verona. We might go up to Kettmeyer into Germany. There's a couple of places we're going to do several trips. A lot of them you can do day trips because, you know, you can, Europe is so much smaller than what we, you know, geographically have here in the U.S. So we can drop little Alaska off at school at 8 in the morning. We don't pick her up till 4, and we literally can do, you know, at least 4 or 5 pretty cool little trips, get to where we want to go, see what's there, walk around, have lunch, and drive back, and you know, but then we do plan a couple of overnight trips as well. So I know I'll be doing some of that. So if we're on the train or even driving, I can do some stitching. But so the other one that I picked up, now this is an old pattern. This is from 2000, and this was in one of the couple of estate, not estate sales, estate, I don't even know how to put it, where stitchers who had passed, and I was contacted by their family member about purchasing all of their stitching and everything, and I did. And it was really not a purchase. It was, I just paid for the shipping for it to be boxed up and sent to me. And then, but anyway, this was in one of the boxes. And can you see I'm going to stitch this tree here. I really love it. It's only 2 colors, NPI. And so I pulled, let me show you. I pulled some 40 count vanilla bean. Sorry to turn my back to you, but I just kind of want you to see here. So I pulled some 40 count vanilla bean from R&R. It's 313 and 348 NPI silk, 2 colors. I think this is going to be great. So this could also be an airport stitch. Sorry. Okay. Very cool. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to do the alphabet above. I'm almost toying with actually using those letters and put in something else. Like, you know, I don't know if I want to do Merry Christmas, but I may put something in there. I'm going to ask my daughter because she's super creative when it comes to this kind of stuff, and see if she has any, you know, suggestions for me with that. Putting all these things back into one bag because I'm only going to take I've got everything kind of stuffed into one bag plus that little folder I showed you. And I still need to make a working copy of that too. I don't want to trash that cardstock. So I've been kind of trying to make working copies of everything that I don't want, you know, to get messed up. And then the last one the last small was a new one that just came out. And it's from Little House Needleworks. And this is my working copy because I've already done the working copy. This is Santa's Helper. Just came out. So it's black and white because I didn't, you know, make the copy with ink. Sorry about that. But I will show you. They stitched it on like an olive green. I did not have any just plain Zweigart olive green, but I did have this really beautiful vintage pear from number 12 Stitch Co. And it's a 40 count. So I'll show you the color palette that goes with it. You can here. I'm not doing this very elegantly. Please hold please, as they say. Oh, good gravy. Okay. Anyway, I guess you get the gist, right? Typical, you know, this time of the year type color palette. Oh, I know what the problem is. I tuck the bottom up into these. There we go. So it's basically like pine needles, hickory sticks. This is actually the red, I think they called for it was caroling from Cosmic Colorworks, but I actually pulled dark berry or dark beauty out of my stash, which was a Victorian motto, and chocolate mousse, hazelnut, and English ivy. So I think it's going to look really beautiful on that linen. So that will be one of the smalls that I aim to stitch, and from now till through December. Put that one back in. So one of these is going to be the winter chicken dinner to go into the board that I put into my travel bag. That'll be there with me at the airport. And then the last one I'm going to show you that I kitted up. This may be awfully aggressive, but I love this. This is from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, Lori, up in Canada, and it's Santa's Patchwork Cloak. And I do believe this came out at the Jingle Ball last year. But I love it. I love it, love it. And my friend Yvette sent me, and I think because she doesn't, I think she doesn't really like stitching on 46 count, but she had some 46 count vintage autumn gold from Lakeside. And I'm just going to put these up. Look at that. I think that's going to match perfectly. You see that design, and then you see the linen. Oh, I think it's going to be a really nice fit. And I pulled, this one actually calls for, is it Roxy? Yeah, Roxy Floss Co. threads. And I don't have any of those, so I basically just went to my silks, since I'm stitching on 46, and I pulled out, you know, all of the silks from some NPI. I think I have one Gloriana, and I think I have some Dinky, and I just kind of went through and matched it up and laid it out on my linen, and I'm very excited to stitch this. I really love his cloak. I just think that's really very cool. And I like what it says, the believe, joy, Mary, and peace. I think it's really cool. He's kind of a harbinger of the season, not just a representative of toys. So, okay. Is that too ambitious? Maybe that's too ambitious. I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully I don't leave myself with a bunch of whips, but I'm gonna try my best to stitch as much of that as I can. I don't know how much I'll, you know, be able to do, because we're gonna be doing birthdays and we're gonna be loving on babies, and I'm so excited. It's been a year since, you know, we've seen them. They were here last fall and left on November 7th. And so it's been, you know, a year and a couple of days, and got birthdays to celebrate. And I'm very, very excited. So We talked to Alaska earlier today, and she was so excited. We're going to go on, Grandmama and Grandpapa are going to go on 3 planes. She was like, 3? Oh my goodness. And she did the, like that. It was the funniest thing. I was cracking up, but she's very excited. We're going to be there to pick her up when she gets out of school on Monday. If we're still, hopefully I'll be able to sleep on the plane. I think it's 19 hours. We leave to here tomorrow morning. The flight leaves at 7. We land in Milan on Monday morning at 8:10. So we lose 7 hours because they're 7 hours ahead of us. But, 25 minus 7, it's still, what is that, 17, 18 hours of traveling. So we will probably be a little punchy by that point, but I'm excited for some grandmama hugs. Okay, I had some other things that I was going to go into, but since I'm going to be gone, I think I'm just going to wait and show you a few other things that I kind of had originally planned on the next FlossTube. Hopefully I can get that in. I don't know, maybe I'll come back from Italy with a whole bunch of stitching done, and then I'll just show you that, and we'll get back on track for I like doing them at the beginning of the month as a wrap up for the prior month. So happy holidays, friends. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy, if you're going to have the opportunity to be with family. If you're traveling, be safe, and create, use those hands, do something creative, and enjoy. And I hope to see you back soon. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.